Hello everybody, it's me, TONIK TZW, and if you're fairly new to the channel, you might not know that basically I'm a military veteran of over 16 years service to Queen and country, and way back in June of 1989 I swore an oath of allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs and successors. And it is very sad to say that we have obviously lost our Queen of so many years, but we do have a king. So although we have the sadness of the state funeral to go through for the Queen, we do have the joy and celebration to look forward to of the coronation of our new King, Charles III. Now, I've just had a dad's weekend with my son Charlie, so we've been out and about and doing fun things, so I didn't really have much opportunity to play. However, while I was running his bath for him after a very hot and sweaty day out at a steam rally, I decided that I would jump on and just throw a quick game in and see how things were. I was actually on the PS4 Pro upstairs instead of the PS5, so I've had to run around and find a memory stick to bring this one downstairs to the PS5 to be able to edit it. But I think I can't remember the name of the map now. I've completely befuddled myself. But let's just say I'm in the Fubuki. I'm in the Tier 5 Japanese destroyer Fubuki, and I was recently lucky enough to get Space Fishy out of a free container. I tried to spend as little as possible on this game, maybe because I just don't have a lot of money to throw at things like this, so I was quite surprised to land such a great commander, and I hadn't yet tried it on the Fubuki. And I push out, I've spawned in the centre. I'm expecting their destroyer to be in the centre too, and we do get a couple of ships spotted. Now, I'm not a gunboat, and the red team ship is a gunboat, so I don't exactly want to be getting up close and personal with him, because I'm no use to my team dead. But we've got a twisted track on, and we can see that there is still a ship behind here on red team's starter cap, and I think the destroyer does get himself spotted out there on one flank. There is a full division out to my right, and I'm thinking, well, three guys there, or three guys, three girls, two guys, one girl, any mix of players. They should be communicating. They should be able to hold a push. So I'm feeling confident about pushing through and get a little bit of early upset and startle the red team by trying to push through for their starting cap. There is a Tennessee round there, and I'm thinking, do I, don't I, do I, don't I? We see where the red team destroyer is, and as he's so far away, I decide that he's not a threat to us. So I'm going to really upset Mr. Tennessee, because I am going to come around this corner. Now, I'm not going to turn straight into him. What I'm going to do is push as fast as I can across his bow, because he is going to have to turn both his guns and his ship to stay focused on me, and in doing so I have sort of attracted his attention, and he is going to take an absolute wallop of a shot there from one of our ships across on our starter cap. Guaranteed he's got AP loaded. He hasn't had enough time to switch shells, and I'm going to continue pushing past his cap, and although I'm not going to take full damage off him as he took that broadside, he is going to take a salvo of torpedoes, and we'll open the scoring there for ourselves with 28,000 dev strike. Now I am behind the enemy lines, and we are going to do whatever we can to keep as much of red team spotted. I am going to turn in the direction of, what is it? Is it decap on that side? I can't remember. Yes, it's decap. I'm a little bit befuddled with my own age, and I am really tired after running around with an almost 8-year-old all weekend. You know, at nearly 50 myself, it takes it out of me a bit, and it takes me a little bit longer to recover. But we are going to push there because my intention now is to try and spot the red team destroyer, as well as put a few cats among the pigeons, put some torps out to the BBs, and get them away from their little hidey positions, force them into some turns, and give our guys there at the back end of decap the opportunity to get some shots on these guys. Now Mr. Fuzo seems quite happy there. He's either static and not joined the game yet, or bow tanking, I don't know which, but there is an Omaha there, and I'd really like to see him disappear from the game, because he's got a lot of guns, and he's got a decent reload, and ideally having him out of the game will allow me to push for these battleships. And I think Mr. Fuzo eventually wakes up, because he does start moving shortly. I'm looking at the Omaha, I can see where the smoke screen is for the destroyer, and I want to push in and contest this cap and help spot the destroyer for blue team. And if we can get rid of him, in fact, I've just realised he's already gone. How did I miss that? He's gone. So I want to push in on the cap. There we go. I told you I was feeling a little bit befuddled. But yeah, the Fuzo's finally woken up. The Omaha has taken a clattering, and he's a one-shot for anyone. He's an absolute one-shot for anyone, and really should be the focus of attention of every ship there to the north end of decap. But we put torpedoes across towards the Fuzo, who is now giving up a lovely broadside to the rest of our team, and I think they know now that they have got a destroyer on their tails. I'm in the cap. I am working to give ourselves an advantage on the points. How we look at the moment, it's pretty much even Stevens. There's not a lot in it. There's what, 10-15 points, but having these caps is going to give ourselves the advantage here. But Fuzo does take one torpedo, even though he lost the majority of his hit points giving up his broadside to our guys. So I think we could have potentially had a much higher damage score on this, but as I've said before, and I'll say it again, damage is not everything in this game. We try to play for the win, and in domination, the role of a destroyer is to spot, capture and kill, and we are doing exactly that. Now, given that the Fuzo's gone, I'm thinking, yep, these guys will turn their attention to that Omaha now and get rid of him. They don't want him sailing round and potentially taking out their destroyer. But we're watching him, and there's a Cali way out there on the flank. I'm not going to chase the California. I'm going to try and keep this Omaha spotted and plead kindly with my teammates to take this guy out, but they don't seem interested in taking a shot at all. And I know that there are still two ships out there on the left side of the minimap who dispatched the entire division that was across there with the two of them, so I don't know how that worked out. I'd certainly like to see the game from their perspective, certainly with a 3v2. I can only imagine that perhaps somebody did pull a potato. But I slow down, I get some shots on the Omaha, and we do get a hit. We slip into our smoke screen, but I'm not going to leave it there because he's nearly gone. He's nearly gone. I don't care about damage, but he is kiting, turning, and we lead him, I think, with just the right amount. He spots us and gets a salvo off, but we give him a little tap on the bottom and we take him out of the game. So if the big guys aren't going to finish him and there's a scrap of health left on him, I'm sorry, I'm taking that kill. I'm not going to leave him out there because all he could do is kite away and keep setting fires on our guys. They are much more interested in the California, who's got way more hit points than that Omaha did, so they're just going to keep trying to farm him from damage. The Cali is running for his life, And I think, well, he's going to have to start turning soon. And so we're going to push out a little bit, and we'll try and get some torpedoes on before we turn our attentions elsewhere. So it's very much a game of positioning. I said it's not a huge high damage game so far. We're having to pick up scrappy kills that nobody else seems to be interested in, but we'll take it. We'll take it because all we're doing is we're giving our team an advantage over the red team. We put 2 spreads of torpedoes out there. He is going to disappear out of sight behind that island. We get a salvo of guns over and drop detection again, and we land a fire on the Cali. Now you will notice that although the damage was ticking there, he immediately damage controls that, which means that any flood or fire from this point onwards is probably going to be the end of him. We have him spotted again, and he's going to continue sailing out of there. We can see his guns to the rear, so we are going to open up and, as I said, try and get another fire on him. And there we go. But the torpedoes are running, and there is very little time left for him in this game. And bang, there he goes. That is kill number 4. Now we can see from the minimap that red team have very obviously sailed through to try and counter the work that we're doing on this side of the flank, but I can't see anything, and I'm guessing that I think it's an Exeter, so he's pretty low concealment, so I'm going to have to push in towards this cap to try and get this guy spotted. There is a battleship out here as well, which I think is a dirt flinger. So there we go, we get the cruiser spotted. Using the torpedo indicator, we can see that he's hit the brakes and he's kind of gonna back up a little bit, and I know this guy has smoke, so we're going to put a spread of torps through where he is, where he might be, and we're also going to look at where this battleship is going to be, and it looks like they're going to converge at around the same point. And we are going to continue to push in and support this cap and contest it, because I'm looking at it, I'm thinking I should be able to contest and be far enough away from this cruiser that I don't get spotted. There are 9 torpedoes running through his smoke screen, and he's either going to have to move out or die, one of the two. We turn in to the cap, we put our broadside out, we are waiting for a torpedo reload, and we do get a hit, a flood and a cap reset on the cruiser. The battleship disappears, then reappears, and then he is shortly going to disappear again. So that was a bit of a magic trick there. Now, although the Exeter can outgun me, he has taken a torp, he has taken a flood, and I think, what the heck, I've got smoke available to him. I'm going to pop some shots out there, see if we can get him on fire, but we don't get it, unfortunately. We have absolutely got the game won at this stage. Sadly, we didn't get all the way across to take that extra capture point, but really, red did not control much of this game at all, and pushing through the centre there was a huge risk, but we started with a bang, and pretty much we ended with a bang for a Kraken unleashed and 2 dev strikes, and almost on the nose for a nice round 100,000 damage. But as the points tick up through the final few to bring us up to 1,000, I would just like to say that it is a sad moment in history for the United Kingdom, and we have lost our Queen, and as a sign of respect, I'll dedicate this one to every single one of the players around the world who support our monarchy. And there we go, there's the tally: 5 kills, 2 solo caps, Kraken and 2 devastating strikes, with obviously a cap defend thrown in there too. A very, I think, well earned top spot with just under 2900 base XP. So thank you for watching. I will be taking some time out over the next couple of weeks to watch things like the funeral. But what I will say for now is, God bless our departed Queen, and God save the King. Take care and goodbye.